looking for a God, what evidence would you accept scientifically?
Oh, you can't have scientific evidence of miracles. That doesn't even make any sense.
So then you admit that basically your epistemology for even acknowledging that there could be a creator does not allow such an activity.
What I'm telling you is I don't think science can demonstrate that a God exists. I'm open to somehow God demonstrating that he exists,
By
but
what evidence?
I'm not
Well, it's
sure.
like-
But if God is omnipotent, then God knows exactly how to do that, and clearly God hasn't.
If God like rearranged all the stars in the sky to be like, "What's up, guys? I'm real. I'm here." That would be pretty clear evidence.
That
Well, yeah,
yeah.
that is.
So there's
you
kind
guys,
of two
you guys
different
are
ways.
appealing to like the miracles, which would be.
But would that be scientific
the-
evidence, which
Yeah,
of which you
yeah,
hold the
maybe.
highest esteem?
There's
That's
kind of two
literal
If we
ways.
saw the stars
how do you know
move,
body problem?
if the
Trying to
stars
answer
just
this
moved
question.
around all of a sudden,
Yeah, so there's kind of two different ways around this. I could, whatever, I think that was the monarch said it, I think,
Yeah.
but that specific example, I can believe that would convince me, which is fine with me, but I'd really just be arguing from incredulity. And like, there are things that science couldn't explain 100 years ago, like the flight mechanics of a bee. But does that mean that it would have been appropriate to say, well, yeah, science can't explain the flight mechanics of a bee, and that's because it's not science. Angels are underneath the bee, and every time the bee flies, the angels go to keep it up. Well, obviously that's kind of silly and stupid,
Yeah,
but
that'd
it would
really
be
silly. It would just,
the
be that
case.
it is. It would just be that it's true that there's a reason that the bee is able to fly, and that truth is ultimately dependent on God's mind and the design of the bee. It wouldn't be some weird straw
okay.
man.
Wait,
So I
hold
just
on. Really
wanna-
quick, can
What?
Can
I just want to clarify the end of my point
Go ahead.
is that you would accept something that is not scientific to prove God to you.
I can see myself being convinced of it for like personal reasons. Yeah.
Okay, because earlier you said that you were mocking people to believe things out of the realm of science and evidence. So
What did I do?
He did.
That's what happens when you don't have any concrete ground.
yeah, you
So
were mocking
coherency
people
isn't
that would believe
contradicting.
things outside of the realm of science
When? What did I say?
just 15 minutes ago.
What did I say though?
You're done.
I'm not gonna clip you right now. You said it.
Okay.
Okay, so you don't
maybe
have an
just-
example of what I said.
Maybe,
Well,
maybe
mine-
Okay, it's recorded, dude.
Then
Hey,
tell me what
My
it was.
interpretation-
Peterson. Wait,
My-
Peterson. Maybe
My
you'll agree with
interpretation of what Planet Peterson said was not that.
Yeah, no
and
kidding.
indeed, if we have hard sensory data, we have no alternative but to assume that our senses are reliable. And so if we have hard sensory data that is consistent with the existence of a creator, we have to accept that. And this is what most, in my experience, Christians or religious people have. They have hard experiential data. They have experienced a God in their lives. They have experienced, they have a personal experience of a creator, and that's very powerful for them. If God were real, he could do that for us. But our standard is that it has to be external to our feelings. It has to be something in the world that we perceive, but he could make us perceive that, even if it was just us and not anybody else.
I'm surprised you guys appear to. I mean, there's many of the people in this room, they would deny that there is a God, or they'd call themselves agnostic or atheist or both for some reason. But at the same time, they would tell us exactly what they would expect from such a thing. when they have no
Wait,
idea even how to categorize it.
Wait, can I clarify something? Because I think maybe most of the atheists will agree with this. I think it depends on how you're defining God. So some definitions of God, there's just simply no evidence that I would ever believe in. I would think myself delusional before I believed in it. If you define God to be a spaceless, timeless being, there's no scientific evidence that could reason that because it's spaceless and timeless, and that's the realm that science works in. So if you're trying to use spirituality or trying to use science to explain something spiritual, there will never be scientific evidence. But there are ways that you can define God that would be able to be explained by science. So people believe that the universe is God. They're pantheists, and technically, I believe in the pantheist God because I believe the universe exists. So it just depends on what God.
No, he was almost done. Oh, whoever muted him, he was almost done. I could tell.
That's the first time I've agreed with that guy. So
I don't know. Yeah, he should. In my junior mod opinion, he should not have been muted.
Literally,
So who
I was
agrees with
literally just
pantheism?
about done with my sentence. Like that's crazy. Okay.
Okay,
Yes,
do you want
that
to
was my
finish
point.
up? No, repeat it.
Nope, it's fine. You guys can keep going because clearly it's whatever. You guys don't like it. Go ahead.
No. It's okay. Okay, Andy, so you agree with pantheism?
I think Planet Peterson.
Oh no,
muted
I
you.
thought he was saying that you can't science God essentially, which is obviously true. It's silly
Yeah,
to try and
that's-
mix the two.
Wait, so Andy, let's say 1,000 years ago they didn't have any sort of high-tech equipment we have today, so they couldn't, using their technology, maybe science it out. Do you think with our advancement we could maybe use technology to try to tackle this question?
No, it's metaphysical. Science is, we're talking about physics, right? It's testable, repeatable. That's what science is.
Yeah,
So
I
you
just
don't think
explained.
that the natural technology that we've developed can capture any sort of supernatural event or
Natural
phenomenon?
explanations don't explain spiritual things. They're
I
not
have
meant
a-
to.
I
No,
have
I was
a
talking about capturing.